What's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy Monday. I hope that you had a great weekend, and I'm gonna tell you about something crazy that I just realized yesterday. If you're here, if you can hear me, please drop a comment. Just let me know. Hey, man, I can hear you. So, the, tell me if this has ever happened to you. You go to work, you work your face off, right? Like rush, 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 tons of things on your plate. You come home, you now have to deal with with kids, with family. You drive your kids here, you drive your kids there. You have to prepare dinner. You have to just take care of the family, right? And then you put them to bed, and then the reality is the house needs work, right? So you wash dishes, you do laundry, whatever, right? Like you have shit to do because otherwise it's not going to get done by itself. And then you're like, all right, oh, that's done. You're exhausted. Now you go and you turn on the TV or put on Netflix or your phone, you scroll, whatever. And now it's like, all right, bring on the beer, the wine, the snacks, whatever it is, right? Because it's your time. It's the only time that you have for yourself, right? So tell me if that has happened to you, because it certainly has happened to me many, 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 many times. The reason why, like, we know that that's not ideal, that it's not moving us in the direction of our dreams and our goals, but we keep doing it. Why do we do it? We do it because it's become a habit. We do it because it's a pattern, right? And it feels hard to change that pattern because it's been in place for a long time. Okay? Listen to that again. It feels hard to change that habit because it's a habit. Because it feels hard to change that pattern because it's a habit, because it's been in place for a long time. But it didn't start there. Okay? Let me tell you this story. So yesterday, for the first time in weeks, I went to the gym. I had to go and drop some things off. So I drove there, and just before I head out, I remembered that Max, our little 5-year-old, hasn't left the house in like forever, and she loves going in my car and going for a ride, right? So I'm like, hey, baby, you want to come with me? She's like, yeah, sure. So I'm like, you're gonna have to stay in the car though. I'm just going in, dropping something, coming back. She's like, yeah, I'm cool with that. So we get her dressed, and for the first time in weeks, and anyways, put her in the car. The moment we drive away, she goes, Papa, let's do our thankfuls. And I'm like, what? Let's do our thankfuls. And this is where the story's coming together. Normally, when we are in the car, whether it's just me and the kids or Katie, the kids, and I, we always used to do that. We would say, hey, so guys, what are 3 things that you're grateful for today? And we would each take turns, right? Max would always say something like, I'm thankful for people because I love everybody, and the clouds, and whatever. So it was super interesting that she has not been in my car. She has not really gone out there for a drive at all in this last 3 weeks, almost a month, right? But the moment she got in the car, that was the first thing that came to her mind. Hey, this is what we do when we're in the car. We share what we're grateful for. So that's a pattern. And that just helped me realize the strength there is in those patterns. It didn't start there, right? Just like we weren't born, watching Netflix and chilling, eating all the snacks at night, right? That's a pattern that we developed. So if it's a pattern that we can develop, that means that we can also change it. It's also within our control, right? The problem now is life changed overnight for all of us, right? Our habits just kind of got disrupted. If part of your habits, part of what kept you sane, part of what kept you moving in the direction of your goals was out there with people, well, that's something that you can't keep doing anymore, at least not in the same way that you were used to, right? But the best way to ensure that we thrive through all this is to be adaptable and to install new habits into our life, right? taking in consideration what's going on right now, I like to hope for the best and prepare for the worst. It's served me very, very well, and that's something that I'm thinking about a lot right now. I am hoping that this is over very, very soon, and that we can go back to our regular life next week. But I'm also preparing. What happens if this lasts a year? What happens if this lasts? What happens if this never changed? Of course, that's not that's not going to happen. But preparing for that worst case scenario, like actually running through what would happen, what would things look like? How could I ensure that I don't just completely drop the things that are important for me, the things that I worked hard to achieve? How am I going to make sure that I thrive through that process? That's what leading me to then decide what habits I need to install in my life right now with this world the way that it is, right? Maybe for you, if fitness and health has been something that you've been paying attention to, that you've been working for before all of this happened, maybe now you have to learn to work out at home. Maybe now you have to do the online thing. It wasn't our thing, but now there's no choice. It's either that or we completely go backwards on the progress that we have made, right? Again, we either adapt or we die. That's literally what happens. That's natural selection, right? Maybe you need to learn what kind of nutrition strategy is going to work best for you right now. Is it going to be intermittent fasting? Is it going to be carb cycling? Is it going to be flexible dieting? Or is it just going to be a free-for-all? Again, keeping in consideration, these are my goals. I had already invested a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort into making progress towards this goal. So right now, you either adapt the habits that create those patterns in your life so that you can keep making progress there, or you're okay with potentially going backwards and this just getting farther and farther and farther away from you, right? And I'm not saying this to be pessimistic. I'm not saying this to make you, curl into a ball and cry. I'm telling you this because maybe nobody else is telling you this, right? What habits are you installing in your life right now? How have you adapted? How are you adapting? What are you trying? What are you in the process of installing into your life, into your patterns, so that you can thrive in the future? How are those actions that you're taking today, every day, how are they going to impact your life for years to come? These are tough questions, guys, and I don't know if I'm just super high on caffeine right now, but this is something that is very, very, very present in my mind. I just shared with a few friends. They were asking me, "Hey, how are things going for you? Like, is it really hard?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's really hard. It's we still have rent and insurance and all of those expenses with the gym that we can't use, but we have to pivot. We have to adapt, right?" This week, I think we welcomed like 10 new people into our community, and it's been like 17, almost 20 people just since April began, right? And that tells me that people out there are assessing, shit, life changed. Like, the things, the deck of cards got reshuffled and got, here you go. Those are the cards that you have now. What's the best you can make out of them? And my friends, we can just sit there and complain about the cards and how shitty the situation is, because it is. Like, there's people dying. Like, don't get me wrong, it is. But there are going to be things that are in our control and things that are not, right? At the end of the day, the patterns that we install, the habits that we create, are going to be that powerful. So that, when you get out there again, when life seems normal again, those habits are going to carry you through. All right? So I just want to share that with you. I hope that it's valuable. I hope that it helps you. if you have any questions, please let me know. Feel free to message me, and let's keep this chat going, because after all, we're all in it together, right? It affects us different. It affects all of us a little bit different. That's okay. We're going to make it through this. This is going to be over. So it is extremely important that we take really good care of ourselves in here and in here. All right? Okay, guys, have a fantastic Monday. I love your faces, and I'll see you soon.